Last week, Jasper and I got to play Yas Links only a couple of weeks before the HSBC Abu Dhabi Championship, the penultimate event on the DP World Tour heads there. It was a really cool experience, and yeah, Jasper and I just thought we'd sit down to give a few reflections on the course before the pros head there this week. So Jasper, yeah, what were your kind of initial impressions of the place?
It's crazy because when you arrive, it just feels a little bit different and a little bit special. If you've had the privilege to be able to play courses like Castle Stewart, Kingsbarns, you get a taste of what you're going to find at Yas Links. It's one of those courses that I think probably doesn't get a fair estimate of itself because it's just grouped in with all the other desert courses. Tour goes there kind of in its off season, if you will, and it's not taken seriously. But it is the exact opposite. It's a cracking golf course. It's a figure of 8 routing. So clubhouse is in the middle, returning 9. So you play 1 to 9, find yourself back to the clubhouse, 10 to 18, end at the clubhouse. So Yas Island as itself, I think, is a man-made island. You've got this like amusement park, roller coasters, and then you've got quite a lot of construction happening on the perimeter of the site.
So we just come to the 7th hole. Par 5, not massively long, but you've got carry bunkers, beautiful layering, and then you've got all these different slopes kind of converging at all these different points.
We played on it, last week? And they're playing next week. You know, if that was like a big tournament in Scotland, you'd probably off mats for a week or like a month or two before, just to make sure that it would be perfect. But the grass grows so quickly that we didn't have to play off mats. We could, take as many divots as we wanted off the fairway, just fill them back up with sand, and we were away.
8th hole, the first time water comes into the course. So 8 and 9 along the water, back to the clubhouse.
The holes coming in, particularly 8, 9, and then 16, 17, 18, are really, really good golf holes that use the coastline really, really well.
I think just the contrast from where we played the previous couple of days in terms of how running it was, like, I couldn't believe how far my ball would run. The kind of short game element of it felt way more linksy than anything we'd played so far. It was just so different, and I think an amazing accomplishment that they managed to achieve that there. I think the comparisons that you've made there, with Kingsbarns and Castle Stewart and, Renaissance, like a lot of those newer links courses, they're going to be finding holes still in natural links land, whereas this is almost an entirely artificial links course in the sense that all the holes are built and are man-made, and yet it didn't feel like that at all. And I think that was a pretty special experience.
Yeah, and look, if you've played any amount of Kyle Phillip's golf, you can definitely see that you're playing a Kyle Phillip's design, whether that's South Cape Owners Club in Korea or Kingsbarns. You could add Yas Links to that now. I think if you put Yas Links in the British Isles, it'd be a strong contender for one of the best links golf courses that's been built in the modern era. And I'm not just saying that because they treated us really well and we enjoyed our trip out there and it was beautiful weather and you're playing golf with the stands up and all that. It is genuinely a cracking golf course, a great golf club, and it feels genuine and authentic. And I think that's something that's really difficult to do, even in Scotland or Ireland when you're building a golf course. But to be able to do it in the desert on a man-made island, after basically dredging out mangroves to make this golf course, that's a hell of an accomplishment.
Yeah, I think 18 is one of the best holes I've played for a long time, in that it's just a proper par 5. It's like intimidating but beautiful, and an amazing closing hole, particularly for us playing match play. It was great, but I'm sure it'll be great in a stroke play format as well.
I hit my drive perfect. It's in A1 position and I've still got 260 to the pin. Tour players would be green light on this. They would want to go. For me, I'm basically aiming at the top of the clubhouse. And I bailed.
If you kind of finish 18 and you think, I'd like to go back out on the first tee again. That's a good start. I think that if Yas Links was the anchor for your golf trip, it's going to be a good golf trip.